My sister was always in her room all day, on her computer. Every time I would ask her what she was doing, she would just yell at me and tell me to leave. But after a while, she seemed different. She looked tired, stressed. She always kept mumbling something under her breath. Her and Mom would start to fight all the time after that. She would always be yelling about how there was something that none of us could understand. Mom wanted to put her in a hospital because of this. But one day, she was gone. No goodbyes, no reason, just was gone. Everyone had their theories. Some said she just ran away, maybe she was kidnapped, or even that she was killed. I never believed any of that. I always had a feeling it was because of something else. Something that happened on that computer. So, I snuck into her room. When I entered her room, everything looked like it was frozen in time. The room wasn't clean, but it was just untouched. Everything was still a mess, the way she left it. Bed, still messed up the way it was the night she went missing. Clothes all over the floor, in the same spots they were left weeks ago. It was like a fossil that I uncovered. After what felt like an eternity, I turned on the computer, covered in dust from not being touched in weeks. Once I turned it on, the bright blue light made my eyes squint. Looking through the desktop, all she had on there was a web browser and a messenger app. Clicking on it, I was immediately struck with 20 notifications from different users, all online. Makes sense, probably wondering where she's been, but something was off. Every user was just saying the same thing. Check out my email I sent you. And then after that, it was just the same message being repeated over and over and over again. I thought maybe they were just bots, but why would she be just messaging bots? As I was thinking, that's when I jumped, as the speakers blared loudly from the sound of another notification. Same thing. Check out my email I sent you. Maybe the accounts turned back on because I was online, but it was constant. One account would send a message, then another, without even taking a break. The notification noises were ear-piercing. I tried to turn down the speaker volume, but no matter how low they were, the noise would ring through my head. I tried to ignore it and move on to her emails to see if there was anything there to help. As soon as I clicked on it, the notifications got louder. I tried to unplug the speakers. Even after that, I could still hear them. Then when I noticed that all the emails were the same, every single one was the same thing. It just said, "Great surprise inside. Sure to make you smile." Every single email hole had the same file attached to, labeled smile.jpg. I kept scrolling, trying to find even a single different email, but they were all the same, for hundreds of emails from different accounts, all saying the exact same thing. I started to breathe heavily, trying to figure out what all this meant, but the pinging of the notifications just kept getting louder and louder, almost like they were drilling into my head. I felt sick to my stomach, but I couldn't look away because something in my head wanted me to open these emails, but I would try to open one and I'd just feel a dread wash over me, but I couldn't get the noise of the pings out of my head. They were getting so loud I thought my head was going to explode, so I clicked on the email and tried to open it, and I downloaded the JPEG. I thought the noises would stop, but they just got worse and worse. They didn't even sound like an individual ping anymore. It was just one long ringing noise, making me shake, but then they just all stopped. I was relieved as I looked up. I saw smile.jpg start to load. I could start to make out details. The image was in a dark room, with what looked to be a husky staring at the camera, just smiling, but it had almost human-looking teeth. I don't know what was up with that image, but I just couldn't take my eyes off of it. Something about it just felt off. I started to smirk a little as I heard one more ping. I closed the picture and opened the messenger app to see my sister's name pop up with one message. Smile.